So student, our history chapter 1, that is the French Revolution. In our last class, we have discussed on the topic abolition of the monarchy rule and France become a republic. So on that topic we have already discussed in our last class. So in our today class, we will discuss on the topic the Reign of Terror, that is a period from 1793 to 1794. This period was known as the Reign of Terror. In this topic we will discuss today, and also on the directory rules we will discuss and how it led or how it paved the way for the military dictatorship. We will discuss in our today class. Okay, so now let us continue. Now today we will discuss on the topic Reign of Terror. Here are the some points which we will discuss. So now the period from 1793 to 1794 is referred to as the Reign of Terror, as because out here the Jacobean leader, that was Maximilien Robespierre, now he has become the head after the formation of republic and the executions of king. But his policy was which he used to lead was not too good, as because his policy was very serious control, or we can say he used to have a strict control upon his policy, and the one who used to do any sort of mistake to him, he used to give them punishment. Now all those who were the enemies of republic, like ex-nobleman, clergy, members of other political party, and even the member of his own party, whoever are the enemies of republic, he used to arrest them and put them in bar. That is, he used to imprison them and suit them. That is, we call in Hindi Muqaddama. According to the court, he used to suit them. If the court found them guilty, they were guillotined. Means it was a different type of machine that is used to cut the head. Now just have a look on the image of guillotine. You could see the image out here. It is a device consisting of two poles and a blade with which a person is beheaded. That is, you can see it is consisting of two poles, and at the topmost this is the blade, and out here this is a tray the person is holding, and the one who has been found guilty, the person is lying out here, his head is put out here, and this person will release his thread and then this blade will fall upon his head and his head will cut, and when his head will be separated from his body, his head will fall upon this basket. So this is the guillotine which they used to give punishment, the one who used to be found guilty, and it was the name given after Dr. Guillotine, who has invented it. Now Robespierre government has issued many laws, such as the maximum limit on wages that is been given, and with its price is also used to be given. The Robespierre government has raised the price. Not only this, even meat and bread were distributed in ration, that is, it could be sold openly in the market. Apart from that, peasants were forced to sell their grain to cities, and they were being allowed to sell it to the price, means they were being allowed to sell in that price that was been fixed by the government. Now the most important thing is that the white flour, which was very expensive, was forbidden. That means it was not being used by the rich people. As the white flour was very expensive, it used to be bought by the rich people. They used to use white flour, so it has been stopped. And after the white flour has been stopped, but the rich people will eat, isn't it? So, and for that Robespierre government has declared that everyone was being allowed to eat bread and a loaf that was been made of wheat. That means being the rich and poor, everyone will eat the same bread and a loaf which has been made of whole wheat. Even equality was been practiced. That is, if anyone was going to give a speech or address anyone, everyone will be treated equally, and no one is being rich or small, rich or poor out there. So being the rich or poor or big or small, everyone was being addressed in equal way. In earlier traditional system, to address anyone like man, they used to address like monsieur, and to women like madame. They used to give address by calling them, being a woman, they used to call them madame. In this way, in earlier traditional system, they used to address. And when new law came in France, all France men and women were being addressed in by citoyen and citoyenne, that is a citizen. That means instead of sir and madame. Now, apart from that, we have also seen that church, who used to collect the taxes. The Robespierre government has shut down the church, and the church building was been converted to barrack, that is where soldier used to stay, or to an office. That means the church building was been converted to a barrack or to an office. Now Robespierre, which we have seen that he has pursued his policy very strongly, and for that the supporter of the Robespierre had demanded for change, as because it was very strong, policy was very strong and strict, so whatever will be very strictly implemented, no one will like that. So for that reason, the supporter of Robespierre was demanding for change, as no one want to follow it. Now finally he was convicted in July 1794 by court, and as he was been convicted, he was been arrested, and on the very next day he was been sentenced to guillotine. Now Robespierre was also dead, and after him new government came. Now after the death of Robespierre, a new government has come. What was that? That was the Directory rules in France. Now we will see that out here, that after the fall of Jacobean government, the rich middle class came to power. Now out there, a new constitution was introduced which has denied the vote to the non-property section, so that as the new constitution has denied the proper voting to those who did not own property, so what we can see is that the right to vote, that was political right, was been given to all. That means if all has got the political right, let it be rich or poor. So out there, two elected legislative council was there which appoint directory and executive, which used to have 5 members. Now out here, new system was adopted in parliament. As in earlier one, we have seen that one man used to execute all the power decision, only one man used to take. As we can say, like king used to be there, who used to exercise the power decision after the execution of king. We have seen the Jacobean government came, who used to exercise the power, because only one man has got the right out there. So in this way, we have seen that right decision or right policy could not be implemented. So the one way system was stopped, or we can say it finally came to an end. So for that, two power was executed, directory and executive. That is, if we will see our country India, only we will see out here that we are in one side we are having the Supreme Court, in other side we are having the Parliament. Now in Parliament, whatever law was made, if it is not violating the basic structure of our constitution, then only that law can be implemented. If it is violating the basic structure of our constitution, then that law goes to the Supreme Court, where Supreme Court reject that law and does not give right to implement. That means he will stop that law from being implemented. So the decisions of power out here was been based on the concept of this only. So however, the directory often used to have clash with legislative council. That is, if directory is saying something, legislative is saying other things, so for that they want to implement their own law, they are saying this law is not good. In this way they are having conflict between them. So however, out the directory used to have power and he could dismiss them. So due to this conflict between the directory and the legislative council, it has created an unstable government. That means political instability of the directory, which pave the way for the military dictatorship. So this instability, that means as the system was not stable, conflict was going between them, it has paved the way for the military dictatorship to come. So out there we will discuss regarding Napoleon Bonaparte. Now, though all these changes in government lead to spread, means as we have seen, execution of king, that means abolition of the monarchy system we have seen, formation of republic. After that we have seen the Jacobean Club, how it has formed its government, how its policy was been implemented. After that directory rules is there. So all this changing of the government, what the important thing, it has spread the idea of freedom, equality before law. That means all are equally should be treated, and apart from that, fraternity that remain inspiring the ideal. So this all has led an inspiration. So not only this all has motivated the political movement in France. Apart from France, even what it has done, even inspire the rest of the European country. That means the revolutionary spirit which was going in France has become an inspiration to the European country too. So till this much, thank you.